a double duelist pipeline?
Here we go.
Do they want to go double initiator?
Ooh,
There's a lot of choices.
the chamber
and there's a
gave me the
hover on the chamber.
Yeah.
I would love to
Just
see
do it.
that.
Seriously.
I would too.
Make it not make sense.
Alpha is not going to play duelist for the first time in this series as well, and we might not see a duelist at all.
If this chamber gets locked, I think this is the best map right now for chamber. With that wide circle that he now has, you can be fighting into both mains. There's looks to fight into mid. It's super powerful, and I really hope we get that pick from Kayak.
Hold on.
I really think. Wait, no. This is just a joke. Okay, I'll be down for that, but I really think that they need some stop and force for the side of Texture. So many of those rounds, those very close the fuses that we saw on Split. Texture playing those rounds, somebody has to stop him.
It's the Team Liquid comp. Team Liquid already ran this early in the tournament.
Yeah, and it's a good one, right? I think the biggest drawback of this comp, not a ton of utility for Kayak, but Crashy's Boaster have shown great synergy with him thus far on his other duelist maps. Now a chance to see him against the best Neon of this tournament thus far.
They have been with us every step of the way as we head to the final map of the series, Toronto. One last time for Achilles and Paperton.
Here we go into the breach once more. The last time between these two squads. Didn't come easy for Gen.G back over at Masters Shanghai, and it certainly won't be the case going into this one. Full set. After the delays, after the perseverance, after the run back here from Fnatic, Sunset will decide it all. Which one of these two teams is sticking around in the upper bracket, and which one is going to have to fight their way through the lowers with elimination always lingering behind them. Toronto, are you ready to see Sunset to bring this series to its end? Let me hear you!
This time around, it's going to be Fnatic starting on the attacker's side. Going to stack up over at A. Just Karan here. Space quickly being taken by Kayak. Gen.G be a little late to the party.
Thrown around the corner, Karan backpedaling, trying to stay hidden here behind, but Kayak plays off the back of that drone beautifully. He's able to find the opening kill. Gen.G at a risk of losing their second pistol of the tournament. The map might just matter the most.
They try to flood through. Foxy checking for lurks. Didn't see anything, but that stack over on his side is piercing.
Gone over the top.
What?
Not getting a spot up, but Munchkin able to find Poster. Kayak going to be taken down, and suddenly there's a player advantage for a brief little moment there from the side of Gen.G, but Alfier does well to go ahead. Trade it back into a 3v3. Diffuse being held to half. Texture noting Alfier tucking back. Shots flying. The pinch in from the flank. Looking for the headshot. Runs out of bullets, but Chronicle's there to bail. Fnatic find another pistol as Boaster's gotten tangled up. Fnatic are still able to find the opening round win here on Sunset.
Just tremendous stuff. Fnatic there. The desk was touching on it. You don't have a ton of util to set up your Neon, but they use that drone perfectly to isolate Karan, completely wipe him out. And then they're just making sure that Foxy's angle is dealt with, and then they can break open all these angles to come from literally every possible side of that A site. Now you've got the Marshall there for Chronicle, a couple rifles for Kayak and Crashies. So you're kind of okay. Over a couple of guns.
Toxins going up.
Munchkin just going to try to use that toxic screen, keep himself hidden. Had a rough go of it on Split, on the defender's side. A lot of the trickery that he tries to employ was nullified by the smart and methodical nature that Fnatic brings.
Slowly drifting across, gets to the opposite side here of the wall. Alpha getting a pick there onto Karan at top mid.
Yeah, long-range headshot.
Swing out, Texture, was able to find one. Chronicle going to be taken down. It's just the Marshall available, but the drone over the top. Able to get the spot check here on a Munchkin, who sets up the snake bite, which is able to hold them at bay. They bolt into the corner as a shock dart. It'll land right at his feet. Fishes him out. Cannot keep him protected. We come to the back. Quick clear, the push forward. In from Market. His Paranoia goes across, and Foxy 9 lingering within the smoke. Just blinded up. He's out. He's able to find one. Eventually will get taken down. Drop down though from Ash. Suddenly makes this a lot more costly. Textured Boba Ash playing the corner, finds the kill.
Last player
Brings it now into the 1v1, the clock.
Down, B.
Running low once again, as there's the tap, the swing in, looking for it. A bit of damage could be found, but cannot get the elimination.
Spike planted.
Just a slide available, no relay bolt. Kayak, no real idea of where Texture is going to be approaching from. Drops down. The turn back. The recheck, a backside. Texture swinging wider and wider. Judges it wrong, but has the headshot! As Gen.G pull off the thrifty to tie it up at 1-1.
What else can you say? He has been truly dominant this event. Texture shows up again when he's needed most. Finds the opener against the Marshall.
But Ash is the hero.
Oh,
the
no.
real one here in the round.
No, the way he played on site here. Used that classic to great effect. And that's got some frustration out of Kayak. Feels like he should have had it.
Understandably so.
Oh, God, yeah.
Rescuing the round. Still would have been a rough feeling given the number of weapons dropped, but losing it hurts even more.
Just a slow approach here. Booster going to claim some space in the mid. Door's going to close.
Oh, a lot of space. He's just fully walking up, but things are coming down, so he's kind of anticipating this, but Texture able to find Kayak mid-slide.
On.
Booster able to find him. Does clean up that one, but Texture holds down the alley.
Right here.
Zalfier gets taken down off screen. Crashies now. Gonna try his luck, sends out a shot. Shock dart just a little bit too deep. Relay bolt will get the connection, and Texture will be feasting.
Spike down A.
Could be Mr. 4K showing up once again. Unless Poster has something to say about it. It's gonna be Foxy off the flank who's able to find the kill. Gen.G now gaining the lead 2-1.
And other than giving up that space in mid and not really accounting for that aggressive quick lurk by Poster. Snappy shot there early from Texture. Great relay bolt. Sure that there was no real chance for Crashies.
Let's go!
And then Munchkin rallying the troops. Coming right back into this map strong, especially on the defender side to get that eco win. Devastating on this map. And we're starting to roll close to a couple big ults. Foxy 9 and Texture very nearly to theirs. Same with Kayak.
We're now into the first rifle round here between the squads. 3 half armors on the side of Fnatic. No Outlaw to be brought forward here from Gen.G though.
Now look at this deep screen though that Fnatic's got set up. Try to allow them room to maneuver in mid. They're just gonna try to take a little bit of space, see what kind of reactions they're getting out of clearing that door. Using that cyber cage to cover this push.
Spike gonna be handed over. Not flying. Kayak in a position where he can't get caught.
You gotta be careful.
Alive, but Charon on a deeper line, starting to backpedal away, but it's still gonna be lion's share of Fnatic still hovering here within tiles. Now sights being turned over towards A main.
Yeah. Gen.G here feeling like the patience that was shown on split could be coming through again. A lot of their utility was set up at the B site, and they haven't moved. They've kept 3 there. They've kept their strong side on that half.
30 seconds left.
Texture will be clearing mid.
At the top of the cage, Munchkin playing forward just alongside the walls. A risky maneuver here. The push comes in, finds one, turns back. It's a good amount of damage, but cannot collect the kill, but Texture certainly can. Looks for a little bit more. Has the stun, the slide, the spot, the overdrive popped.
10 seconds left.
As he tears them all to pieces, Crashies late linger here onto the site. He's able to find one, but the time is already gone. The spike a world away. It's all about some damage if he can find it, which he shall. The Hunter's Fury online. The weapon carried over, but Gen.G starting to get further away here in the round count.
Now those senses coming alive for Munchkin. Doing a nice job there. Setting up for Texture. Finding that first kill. Finding the bulk of the forces of Fnatic. Looking for the 4th, and still some good energy there for Gen.G. Despite the loss. Now it's going to be Texture with the operator. Coming in with that oh-so-pivotal weapon for them. Overdrive, though, for Kayak. Hunter's Fury as well for Crashies. So a lot of tools here for Fnatic to put this eco into their own hands.
Stinger spam and top mid, able to go ahead and clear out one of the Sonic sensors. Texture on the peak, able to find Chronicle. They're outside of A. Net now coming through. Up against Pop, that's going to be Kayak getting dragged forward. LPR doing his damnedest, but he just has that Sheriff to realistically try to break his teammate out. He cannot make it happen. They are able to go ahead and overwhelm Foxy9, find the pick on that front, which will lead to a weapon scooped up. Two in fact. The pass over there. Poster drifting back.
Enemy remaining.
Munchkin quick to adjust.
Spike
the bike down.
mid.
Locking off Alfier, stopping him from recovering the spike, at least here for the moment. Pre-fire onto the angle, into the readjust. Just the one casualty. Gen.G are now up by 3.
A lot of patience in the early part of the round there. Gen.G waiting for their moment to strike with Texture on the operator. Around the corner at A main. Finds a good shot. Setting up a crossfire for him earlier. And then when they started getting a little bit more pressure on other parts of the map, great play by Foxy9 as well. Using the grab net into the Annihilation to knock a player out of the round. Off the back of the barrier mesh clear. Very nice little trick play he's got set up. Works a treat for Gen.G. Fnatic gonna be taking a timeout with a rifle round, with a buy round coming, with a bunch of ults available. So the coaching staff really wants to make sure that this one's gonna get it going, because they can't afford to keep dropping rounds like this.
Yeah, the Texture at the moment. 2 kills per round played. Up 10-2-1. Desk was highlighting it, didn't get to see it as much in the first 2 maps of the series, but that operator so far been making very good use of it in the previous round. So with everything other than the pit available, we'll see what the game plan looks like here for Fnatic. Their own pit, 2 charges away. Munchkin try to get that one ready to go.
This time they're gonna shift a lot of their attention over to the other side of the map. The deadlock util not going to be maybe where Fnatic would anticipate. A little bit of change of ideas. Munchkin leaning right out that market door. Texture there with him with the operator. Just, ooh, a little bit of damage done to Munchkin. Just shrugs it off. Texture.
Same shock dart setup.
Waiting right outside this door.
Seems like he's just expecting the pressure to come through here. Wants to just be able to swing and get a kill, quickly dip out.
I have to say, gonna have to use the drone here. There was a smoke that just dissipated and Gen.G had no info.
Doesn't get the spot, but saw the start of the fast lane, so you know that Kayak is gonna be playing pretty far up in mid.
I mean, Gen.G's got a pretty decent read on what's going on here. Paranoia sent by both teams. Nobody making any moves off of it though. Just a heat check there.
Quick little dodge. Texture repositioning more towards the Boba side here at mid.
Drone's gonna be used over at A, so Fnatic trying to sell a bit of
out of place poster.
Yeah. Fnatic trying to sell a fake.
Playing that knives edge. There's Kayak. Texture looking for the flick, unable to find it.
30 seconds left.
Not seeing too much though. Alfier's angle not great for vision in towards market.
There's a Sonic sensor on the other side of this one way as well. Ash set up to try to punish.
As well as one here in the alley. Taran ready to try to play off of this one. His time again starting to dwindle. 10 seconds remaining. Taran gets himself his first kill. Hunter's Fury sent his way, but not finding him. Ash holding from behind and the round is over. The 2 remaining players here from Fnatic is forced to sit back and try to hold on to these weapons.
God, this round is so well set up by Gen.G. The mid control this time, they're really diligent about it. Probably something that was talked about in the timeout. Ash just being really pivotal in the way that he's placing himself. He's the one going to re-clear top mid. He's the one that comes back to A to help Karan hold down the site. And by that point, time was just too low. So Fnatic gonna have mostly rifles with Guardian for Chronicle. Still have the neural theft, still have the overdrive. Texture still has an operator.
That does get the catch on a 1. Damage not going to be found, Foxy. Not wanting to play overly aggressively. backs away, but Fnatic looking to get everyone stacked up here. Onto the A site, go for a quick hit, trying to overwhelm the players that are here to greet them. It's all sights in towards Alley for the moment as Ash goes for the drone. Spot on the one. Paranoia now going to be sent flying. Chronicle, 2 massive shots. Helps break the site wide open. Ash dead as well. Given that it's just Munchkin and Texture left alive with the operator. Seems like Gen.G are just going to have to sit back. Potentially send Munchkin in. I mean, do have plenty of cash here on the Viper.
Close to his ult. Wouldn't mind getting the extra.
Damage dealt. Will all be good for him. His spray's going to be exchanged, but as he falls down to 2 HP, we'll just back away, so Fnatic should be able to just about get this one done in flawless fashion.
Yeah, this time around, a little bit more prepared for some of these positions that Gen.G is in. And they just do a whale of a job. Chronicle does a whale of a job over at elbow, clearing that out with a Guardian by himself.
I want to see those shots back from his POV.
Oh, has to be incredible.
They know they've given up some space, so Fnatic just staying clustered, not treading in towards Texture's line of sight. Fnatic will find their second round win. Still in this, still with an opportunity to close out this series.
Just gotta love it. I mean, you just get these early kills, and you're just able to scale up off of that. A great reveal as well from Crashies. Makes quick work of Ash. That's just really nice stuff there from Fnatic. You're gonna need those players to keep that up. Gen.G though, they want to move that operator over. I feel like A has become their weaker side of things in a way. See if maybe they can just find that opener, dissuade Fnatic a little bit.
Texture pushing forward. He's been a bit of a risk taker, to say the least. Pushing with the shorty. No one getting baited forward into the smoke, however.
Just each team trying to feel each other out there to see if anybody's going to make an aggressive move. Instead, Fnatic going to try this mid-exploration again. They've just been left open. So this is going to be a little bit tough here. Karn and Munchkin getting surrounded.
Starting to get a little bit of frazzles as well. Just a little bit of noise. Paranoia gets sent. Foxy now going to be at risk here potentially. The overdrive gets popped. Call with util in hand, but Foxy somehow draws down fast enough to clean up the kill. Player advantage for the moment here on the side of Gen.G. Forward site control for Fnatic. Going to try to get this plant going. Slowed up, interrupted here for the moment.
Chronicle gets the pit off a kill.
Count over the
30
top.
seconds left.
Gonna try to get this pick. Some kills exchange though in Chronicle. We'll get the pit, but only in
Player
depth.
standing.
It's down to Althea.
Down B.
Does have a neural theft, but again, low on time. The commitment of the ult, a risky one. Otherwise, has no real idea about the player's positions, and he gets ping revealed off the recon. Gen.G gonna be feeling very comfortable. Karan could just go for the swing. Alpha puts one down, but that's again the round lost. The clock gets away from them. Karan will ensure that they carry nothing forward. 6-2, Gen.G still in control.
I mean, this is all just down to Foxy winning that battle against Kayak over in Defender Spawn. Without that, that opens up a huge extra angle for Fnatic. It shuts down an easy retake for Gen.G. Instead, they've got MOBA control, and they're able to find their shots and clean the players out. I think you're going to give poor Solo an ulcer.
They up by indeed, but neural theft still held here. The pit now available for them if we can get into a post plant. Player push up. They're working their way towards Texture with the op.
Munchkin's got his pit as well. Ash has that Hunter's Fury.
Texture's continuing to push. Finds one, but can he exit? So far the answer is yes. Going to be relay bolts exchange. Fast lane sets up for the quick exit. Texture gets out scot-free. Now looks to try to re-peek. Seems like he's not yet falling for Kayak's exit. Didn't hear him bounding out. But still at risk of being caught off guard. Slides back into position. Both Neons keeping it quiet. Same time, Boaster, Crashies pushing forward, trying to take some space and control here at top mid.
Look at where the sonic sensor is.
Smoke cuts off the one side. Paranoia gets sent, slows the approach. There's the peek, and it's a headshot to boot. Crashy's now planted here at top mid, but to what avail? The lurk from Boaster maybe can come away with some value, but Foxy still staring back at this position. Shows that they're at least somewhat suspicious of it. Now that they have the smoke on market, he can keep his attention trained there.
Might have made just a little bit of noise there, so Boaster gonna change directions.
I mean, I think he's gonna change directions to go for the safe. Once again, he and Crashy's just looking to join forces to hold on to these weapons.
10 seconds left.
That is the round lead guaranteed for Gen.G. 7-2. With yet 3 more rounds to be played out. They are bouncing back after the loss in OT on split. A good shot to go ahead and hold on to the weapon.
Don't give them time.
But it's still struggle street here for Fnatic.
No doubt. I mean, Texture just so patient, just understanding that there was a real chance that Kayak actually hadn't left, and he reads it so well. And the rest of the way, Foxy doing a great job with some of these deep lurks that Fnatic is able to create, and he's shutting them down, and that's been pivotal for Gen.G in these rounds.
It's been a big rebound for him. Very much has been the biggest loser of the series when it comes down to the first deaths. Change that, but Texture out a little bit too wide in Chronicle. Just find that headshot right there, clean through the box.
They might scale off of this. You would expect that this is the weak side.
There's a neural tap. Paranoia going to be sent out from Karan. Holds him at bay here for the moment. Slide in. Right as the Paranoia hits. Ash now stuck in a bad spot. Shorty going to be drawn out, but won't really even get to fire it. This Boaster once again picking up the up this time. Certainly favoring himself with it, given the numbers advantage. Munch get dead. That should leave Foxy 9 simply to save. They're going to be on the prowl. Looks like he's going to try to make this a little bit more costly. Weapon back out, but Chronicle still too fast. Fnatic find themselves a third. Chance to recover this. They look for a 7-5 half.
Yeah, just a little bit of a positioning mistake this time from Texture is punished by Chronicle. Got the spot out. Got the wall bang through the box. Just saw the foot. Right on the back there. And they're just swarming on site. All it takes is that one first kill. And that's been Fnatic's go signal to just accelerate. Plenty of money left. Foxy 9 got his ult there off that kill in the death. So now you've got everything except for Textures to work with here for Gen.G. So a lot to consider.
He's playing back once again. Not going to get spotted. Let's see entry strategy here. It's just going to be the slide across. Texture pulling back, giving himself a bit of a wider angle in case it is going to be the Neon sliding into picture.
Yeah, with all that util over on the other side, there's the Hunter's Fury from Ash.
For a target, finding one. Chronicle likely to fall, and he does. Pit will have to wait for the last round of the half as he ends up hitting the floor. Fnatic still interested in this side of the map, or at least being very slow to start rotating. Boaster will shift over towards tiles as Alfier goes for a check in towards market. Nothing here.
Dodge the Sonic sensor.
Give them an inkling, yeah. Just is able to strafe through that, and that's going to put him on a deep line in towards Boba.
They've been dipping into that well. It's going to be read by Gen.G.
Recon ends up getting cleared, the jiggle peek. Did he go wide enough to spot out the operator? Hard to say, but still able to avoid the shots all the same. As Munchkin seemingly is reading this so very well.
Unreal.
Knows the space that he's given up, but Boaster able to fight back in kind. Finds the hit, Kayak there to try to counteract, but do they expect that Foxy 9 is similarly going to be playing out of B main? Seems like the answer is yes as they go for back site plant. There's the jiggle out. Be cautious though, Armageddon is available. As the arrival, Crashy's nearly having them lined up, is able to find the first Foxy 9. It's dead. Paranoia sent, clear on the recon. Karan knowing that he needs to try to win this fight, and he is able to do so. They both avoided. Kayak answering back with one of his own. The Paranoia goes through. Ping reveal on the Boaster. The Kayak collecting the kill. Texture will fall. 2v2. Ash contained back within the smoke. Should be dead. Still, somehow is able to come away with that kill. And now it's down to Boaster.
Concentrates over.
To try to clutch this out. Look for the re-ping here. And Boaster just going to be playing the timing. Ash This time not nearly as close as the previous. Gets himself a 3K, but cannot clutch the round. Fnatic win 2 in a row and are 1 away from 5-7 scoreline. Which is a hell of a lot better than you might have anticipated given how this map had started.
Yeah, just an absolutely bizarre round. Starts with the Hunter's Fury. Gets a kill. A lot of space taken by Alpha. It's accounted for. Then Foxy9 can't win a battle against Crashies. Has to get the TP over from Karan, who's able to bail him out. And then it's a couple 1v1s spread out, and Boaster wins some big ones. Against Munchkin in particular. Break things open. Aggressive push.
I suspected that was Alpha saying one more. Make that 7-5. Then we're still in a good spot. Boaster going for a TP. Backside. Is it red? Some eyes facing in towards that direction, but Boaster ends up giving up. And he's Scott just sliding at him with an operator. Excuse me. What is that? As he hits the follow-up. The repeat, does he got a third in him? Yes, he does!
What? What is that?
That is one of the most ridiculous rounds that I have ever seen. And I have to see it back.
He's 16-4. 4x for a K2D. Unreal stuff from Texture.
Let me see this.
Oh,
yeah,
my
all
God.
right. The quick scope after quick scope. Unbelievable scenes. Gen.G out in the lead, 8-4. Shifting now over to the attacking side. We'll see you guys on the other side of halftime.
You can say I'm happy sad. I won't miss the time that we never had. Wishing that you told me you were down bad. Hard to remember what we used to have. What we used to have, yeah. Oh. Doesn't even matter, yeah. Oh. You're always trying to fight it, yeah. Oh. But the truth don't matter, yeah. Oh. I can see behind your eyes and you know me. I don't tell lies no more, no. How did you get into my homes? I don't miss the old days. I can see behind your eyes and you know me. I don't tell lies no more, no. How did you get into my homes? I don't miss the old days. I can see. I don't tell them no. I don't tell them no. I don't tell them no. I don't miss the old days. I can see. I don't tell them no.
We're about to go into the final half here. Decide who is sticking around in the upper bracket, Gen.G or Fnatic. The latter finding themselves behind by 4 after one of the most ridiculous rounds that we've witnessed all tournament long. Gen.G very much solidifying the lead. We'll take a look here at the Coinbase Econ report.
Yeah, I mean, Texture there, over 100. I think that's the highest one that I can remember here at this event. That operator does so much damage, but it's just the early start that he has. Those multiple 3Ks that really get the ball rolling in the economy for him. I mean, Texture right now has more kills than the top 2 players on Fnatic combined. He is in rare form this event.
Got more than the bottom 3 combined as well. It's just been absolutely insane. I mean, for that matter, it might as well compare it to his own team. He's got as many kills as Ash and Foxy combined do.
It's just an absolute treat to watch a player of his caliber. Easily the best operator we have at this event. It is not a contest. He is shutting teams out on his own. And now, going over to their attacker's side. Still some work to do. Pretty similar comps. Other than the Sentinels, that's the only change up, but that gives a lot of extra room for Gen.G and the post plants potentially. If they can get there.
Well, we might have a potentially quick round here. It's looking like we might have some fighting in mid.
Knives out, run it down.
Triple stack set up here. Ready to be fought. On the opposite side by Gen.G. Texture on the jiggle peak. Spots out plenty. And it seems like they favor their chances, so they want to try to push forward off of this. Spam looking for some damage, none to be found.
Yeah, I wanted to maybe... Whoa!
It's okay, well, there you go. Damage is certainly found now. Crash is finding one. A little bit of a split fire coming through from Foxy9, but still being able to find a smattering of damage. Can't come away with any kills.
Gen.G trying to catch Fnatic off guard there by doubling down on that mid pressure. but Fnatic didn't move a muscle. They held their angles, and they were ready for Foxy's off angle attempting to be created. They shut it down mightily. Now you look over to Chronicle here. Takes a bunch of damage through that box.
Answers him back, sticks around. It's a little bit more, and Munchkin's going to look to go ahead and fill that space. Quick peek in around the back of sight. Caron, though,
Planted.
lion's share of the responsibility potentially on his shoulders.
Just a classic here, too.
And has to back away. Sheriff on the opposite side. Slides over, jiggles out, paranoia to buy some time. Holds up at bay for the moment, and Munchkin eventually is able to find his target. Chronicle taken down. Clowns for Gen.G. Really narrow their focus. Two angles of approach with Caron here around the corner. Crossfire attempt set up here from Munchkin, but eventually he's going to be hounded down. Alpier finding the elimination. It all falls to Ash, who cannot get it done. Another pistol loss here for Gen.G. 3-3 across the two teams in the series. Fnatic once again taking that first step on the road to recovery here on Sunset.
Yeah, just a miscalculation off the rip for Gen.G. Thinking that, you know, once that curtain drops, they could maybe overwhelm Fnatic. Fnatic were the ones waiting with open arms. Come right in. We're ready. We're waiting. They do a great job in the end.
Come on, boys, let's fucking now. This is what we want to do, boys. Get the pistol.
A little bit late on the blip there. But it's all good. Sheriff, two ghosts for the side of Gen.G. Fnatic. Decently hefty little investment here for him. Trying to get a catch as Caron could be playing forward into the smoke. Just waiting for the exit. He's snappy enough to go ahead and keep himself alive. Damage taken. Still able to fight. Swing in. Kayak be forced to reposition. Trade some damage back here alongside Texture. Bounce of the shock dart able to be avoided. Boaster holding down the approach, getting the spot. Again, finding value with the Sheriff, but kills not quite there yet.
Yeah, I mean, Gen.G doing a little bit of damage, but hasn't converted to anything else yet. And Chronicle shuts down Munchkin's lurk.
That should basically seal the deal here. Swing on the corner. Kayak dead. All of Gen.G, though, tagged up dangerously low. Fnatic will surrender a bit of space here for the moment as the plant comes in. Chronicle considering going for the aggro push. Foxy 9 just on the opposite side of the corner. Snake fight gonna be set. Can't recover in time. Foxy able to find another as Texture finds Poster. And surely it can't be happening again. And it has! Both pistols dropped on Sunset, but both ecos won.
I just don't know how they do it. It's just been a mainstay of Gen.G. that they are just so fearsome on these ecos. So much chip damage done early. A scoop up for the Bulldog there for Ash. Translates to another kill. Texture good for 2 with the Sheriff. And that has sent Fnatic reeling after what looked like what might be a good start for this half. Oof. Another comeback maybe brewing. Alpha with the hero rifle.
And a Sheriff there as well. Excuse me. Let me use you as my meat shields. You stand in front. I've got the firepower. And I will shoot through your corpses as they look at the kill on the Texture, and he falls down to 3 HP. Forces the paranoia out, and somehow Munchkin's dead, so is Ash! And suddenly, Fnatic continue to look to turn the tides. Re-swing in, bit of damage taken. Caron able to put the hero rifle on the floor. Poster nearby to maybe try to go for the recovery on that.
Set up
They
the
are
smoke.
in still such a good position.
Yeah, Gen.G though, not gonna contest that rifle. They're just gonna pivot over towards B. The linger here from the weak Chronicle. Just a classic,
Barrier deployed.
but a nice position.
Plays it patiently. If they don't lend credence to him lurking there, he could still very well be Gen.G's undoing.
Should be in your mind as Gen.G. You haven't paid any attention to that part of the map. Are they gonna be aware enough?
Slow approach.
30 seconds left.
Texture, spike in hand here with 3 health.
I'm out of here.
Works his way onto the site. It seems like they are going to be expecting that. So spike gets planted, but now further weapons recovered.
going to be a stack. Rifles retrieved here as well for Fnatic. Got a lot of firepower in this retake. Drone doesn't see anything.
It's a massive opportunity for Fnatic to get themselves right back into the driver's seat. The push coming through. Up and over the top is Foxy9. Finds the first, immediately backpedals. Net not going to go deep enough for the hit. Boaster should have been spotted out there. Slide in, Foxy9. Drags across for the kill. Texture is instantaneous. And Gen.G is infallible. Close but no cigar. A great run of it for Fnatic, but Gen.G now find themselves up 10-5.
I mean, you've got Alfier firing again early for Fnatic. So many of those rounds on split would translate into wins. But it's, again, the trickery and the discipline, the fallback from Foxy9. Shutting down a Neon like that on the slide. Absolutely ridiculous.
He's grabbing his heart at this point. Coach Solo certainly wanting that day of rest.
Poor guy's been put through the ringer today.
It's obviously the losing teams. He gets put on that most difficult of paths, having to play again for tomorrow.
Got to worry about the Hunter's Fury here.
It's going to be opened up. Contains them here for now. Mr. eating a tiny little lick of damage there from his teammate. His Texture taken down. Chronicle coming away with the goods. Fantastic kill to be found.
Here.
Trying to counteract the momentum swing. Everyone on Gen.G, other than Munchkin, tagged up, but still able to find one. Crashies falls down to 10. The bite off the drone coming through. Munchkin lays it at his feet. Finds the kill, and now gives the player the advantage. Barrier mesh going to be cleared out here. Both are on the approach from Mark and Foxy. Getting the spot, has the net, there's the bounce, the pull coming through. Kayak gonna have to try to spam it. Alpha's gonna be out into the open as he gets broken loose. Karen can quickly recover the kill. 2 players remaining. Boaster, some spam does connect, but they have to back away and go for the save. They need these weapons. The Gen.G will get themselves up to 11, 3 rounds in a row now. Fnatic very much find themselves on the back foot.
But it's just snappy shooting again for Gen.G, plus the util. The early kill by Ashe into the drone snakebite combo onto the weakened Crashies, and then another grab net annihilation for Foxy9. He has been so wonderful with that ultimate. You know, in the situations, he's finding so much value as well. And it's so tough. Yeah, he knows they were all low HP, but they just didn't have the bodies available to crash through the site. And that's going to be another timeout here for Fnatic.
Final timeout of this series, unless they're able to take this into another overtime. They have one hell of a run back in front of them. It's the same exact moment after round 16 that we saw the run back begin for them on split. Gen.G was only able to get that one more round win. Fnatic looking to pull out the very same script that we just witnessed to get them to this point, to get them to this map 3.
No doubt it's doable. We just saw it. You should believe if you're a Fnatic fan. There's still definitely a chance. I mean, as good as Gen.G looks, we've seen them be fallible now in this event. We've seen them bleed. Is Fnatic going to be able to exploit that even further? The buy is going to be a little bit scuffed, though. They're going to go for a Stinger there and a Guardian. Couple Guardians, couple rifles. Alfier still has his ult. Still got to get to a place to use it. There's the Hunter's Fury for Ashe. Texture one away from an overdrive. You never know here. Gen.G might just look to contest mid, but nobody from Fnatic there. They're just leaving this wide open here as they're expecting some kind of aggressive A hit. There's Gen.G not even in the same realm. Let's see what Crashies can do here. He's pinging out mid.
Set off. It's the spot. Just going to be a little exit here at the drone now. Leading with Kayak, trying to play off of it a little bit at the final pick reveal. Sees the Tracer, send some shots, but Karen on the reposition.
Ashe is stuck out here with the spike. A little bit of an awkward position. I think they might know he's there. I think they saw the recon come out.
It's continuing the cycle of those smokes onto the right-hand side of top mid. Seems like Gen.G more than happy to go ahead and pump the brakes a bit.
Yeah, they're being really cautious this round. Something feels off. They haven't met much resistance. We're looking to see if Fnatic's going to try to make a peek.
Drone at the ready, the market door open. Will force a reposition here from Alpha Air.
Revealing area.
Crashy's sending out the recon. The one, that's going to be Chronicle and Kayak playing off it beautifully. Kills found, Alpha pushing forward.
One enemy remaining.
Picking in the pieces, it's Foxy 9. Finds himself all alone. Net going to be sent. Spikes on the floor. 3 swings in towards Boba. Has them lined up, but cannot collect the kills. Fnatic. The timeout ends up getting them a round win. Are we on that same path, that same script from Split? Time will tell, but that's the first step.
Yeah, this is just so patient. Just putting Gen.G in a really awkward spot, stuck behind the pillar in mid. Trying to figure out what to do. And then they're able to use that Sova util to play off of to set up that kill and then just wipe Gen.G off the board. Really well thought out, really well planned. And as soon as Gen.G got stuck there, they didn't really have an exit strategy. Maybe doubling down on this a little bit again. Seems like just Texture, though, this time going out on an exploration mission.
Just wants to try to clear that cam again, perhaps, but this time won't be able to do so. Alpha gives up market, just backing away. As all of Gen.G get clustered here into B main.
You could use this Hunter's Fury potentially to just scale into sight. Just holding that angle, but
just gonna go on a dry peek and force Chronicle back. Relay bolt gonna be dodged. Alpha tucks into the cage. Be netted in position though.
On my wire.
A bit at risk, but still able to fight back for one. Does well to find the kill before getting traded out. Chronicle 3 swinging in for an angle, looking to try to find a pick. But right as he drops down, Foxy scales forward through the fast lane. Was able to find that headshot. Shock dart here towards Ash. A bit of damage going to be suffered, but the counter's been from Texture. It flushes out the enemy Sova. A 2v4. The player's economy in a decent position, so it seems like the call is going to be to try to make a play of this one, but Poster is just being sprayed through the smoke as they hear him TP up. Grab net, finds the catch. Kayak trying to get the hit. Finds the first, but it's just too many angles and only 2 HP. Even going for the save. Impossible. As Gen.G get themselves now up to match point. Fnatic needs 6 in a row. Much like we saw from them on Split. They want to have any chance of staying in the upper bracket.
But just a really nice round here from Gen.G. Great calls from Munchkin. Send Texture out on that solo mission. Try to figure out what's going on in market. Didn't really get much out of that. That's okay. Pivot back over to B. Just set up for a classic execute. Throw that relay bolt back there. Isolate the players. Get the trades, and then you're good to go. Just lock down those sites so nicely.
Hit on main. Munchkin, I think, previously wanting to try to take this orb for himself to get one away from a bit of his own in the round, but far too risky with the decay in play, so wisely decides to back off after clearing out the tripwire.
It's got in their heads a bit. Clearing that trip, making Chronicle think. Another double stack here at top mid. Let's see what they want to do.
Smoke about to dissipate. Glimpse gonna be found, and yeah, Kayak instantaneously able to find the kill on Munchkin. The rest of the team now just sprint forward in towards market. Gets the reveal off the trip, but cannot collect the kill. Off the air. Position going to be known, but Fnatic are very quickly getting themselves into a good spot to try to go ahead and get a blood retake. As Crashy's able to find one, trading it back. This is Alpha. Kills Texture. Chronicle on the peak, finding Kara now. Quickly is going to get dropped. Sonic sensor lobbed in, the jump up over the top. Foxy 9 finds the elimination, tucks back.
No surprises.
As he has the Armageddon at the ready, spots one. It's just going to be a shotgun stomp as he gets the headshot on Poster. Crashies will glide to his demise as Gen.G, 1 year apart, lightning will strike twice. From Shanghai to Toronto, they are after their 2nd Masters trophy.
There is no doubt now that this team is the favorite to win this tournament. A flawless run through the Swiss stage, and now taking down the #1 seed from EMEA in 2-1 fashion. It looked a little shaky on split, but Sunset, another dominant performance. This time a 13-6. And me, oh my, this team is in another stratosphere. They're in another solar system. They're in another galaxy.
Absolutely looking like they're in peak form.